All that and more on the next Empire Report at 2200 SET.
This video made possible by the ICC Stellar Surveyors and subscribers like you.
Hey everybody, welcome to a very special episode of Around the Verse. I'm Sandi Gardiner, and this week we are coming to you from Foundry 42 in Manchester, England, and I'm joined by a very special guest.
Hi, I'm Ben Lesnick. No, actually, I'm Erin Roberts, and I'm glad to be here.
And this week we talked to Foundry 42's Senior Project Manager, Tom Johnson. But first, let's talk current events. Erin, what did you do this weekend?
We had a party this weekend, and it was actually kind of fun.
We did. Check it out.
I would like to thank, from the bottom of my heart, our whole team and all of our fans for sharing this opportunity and experience to see our shared dreams come true.
Cool. It was fun.
Yeah, no, I just had a lot of fun there meeting all the guys from the community, and actually what was really great was for the team, because they managed to actually meet all the community guys. They could talk about a bunch of stuff, and actually for our guys, and there's a lot of us, there's like 130 now. It's just to be there and to mix the guys who are playing the game and get that feedback is always brilliant for the team.
Yeah, so we hope all the guests who went got some special attention and had some great conversations with our staff, because they were all there, and everybody seemed to have a really good time. I really enjoyed myself. It was great.
No, it was fantastic. I do what I usually do in the demos, is I quite enjoy doing the work to get the demos going, but when the demos start, I tend to go hide. So I went round, and so when it kicked off, I kind of come around the back and I actually joined the audience and just watched it. And it's a lot of fun just to see the reactions of everybody. So it was great.
Yeah, from the event organization side, I always get a little stressed right before, because you just want everything to go well, you want everybody to have a good time, but everything went really smoothly, and so about halfway through the show I was like, oh, great, I can relax a little bit.
Yeah, no, it was fantastic, and the passion of the guys in the community and supporting us is just always it's great to see.
Yeah, it was awesome. There's a lot of cosplay.
And also it's just for the morale of the teams here. When they see the reaction, it just makes a huge difference. It really drives people on, so it's fantastic.
And gifts, we said no gifts, but I got this. This is cool.
Yeah, no, I've got one as well. I'm gonna try it on later. I may have to see if it will fit. Yeah. Because in case I have to lose some weight to get into it, but they gave me the right size. I just think I've put some weight on lately.
Oh, okay. Thanks to everybody for coming. Thanks to everybody who was online. We had like a record number of people on Twitch, and we look forward to next year's event.
And the entire presentation is now online, so you guys can check it out, and hopefully you enjoy it, as much as we did.
And you can also check out the ARC star map, which is available now.
And also the referral program is launched, so check it out and introduce Star Citizen to some friends.
And if they're on the fence, we are running a free fly promo, which goes for 2 weeks, and I'm pretty sure that's all ships that we have flyable right now, so that's pretty cool.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, anyone who's interested can download the Star Citizen Alpha and play Arena Commander for free through October the 24th. Details are available below.
And finally, for those who were concerned, the fuselage from the stream was a Concorde jet and not a full-scale Aegis Retaliator. We don't make real spaceships yet.
Well, yeah.
The weekly Star Marine update and the September monthly report also went live over the weekend. Check out both for an in-depth look at the work that we're doing.
Yeah, now it's back to work for our teams around the world. You're going to be hearing more about Alpha 1.3, which is the next build coming out, and of course, you know, the Crusader system, which we showed, which is going to be the large world. And also, we'd like to thank everyone who's made the Endeavour launch a huge success.
Science.
Science.
Yeah, science. And if you're interested in picking up a ship that's more brawn than brains, a selection of limited military ships is now available. And with the new CCU system, you can upgrade any ship in your inventory without losing insurance or early backer benefits.
We also introduced a new ship over the weekend. That's the Aegis Sabre. It's actually designed and will be built here in Manchester. So that's kind of the guys are looking forward to doing that. And it's available as a concept ship now.
It is the Aegis Potato.
That's right.
AKA Sabre. But wait, there's more. We also have an array of new physical merchandise in the store, including Squadron 42 mugs and shirts, and a set of cloth patches. For the subscribers, there is also a special subscriber patch, which is very cool.
That's a lot of updates. Anyway, let's check in with our studios on news from around the verse.
Hey everybody, and welcome back to Santa Monica. I'm Eric Kyron Davis with
Darren Vorlich.
And we've got a few updates for you. This week, one of the things we're working on, our own Zane Bean, he's working hard on the UI for all of our large world ships. So we just demoed those at CitizenCon this last weekend, and he's just got some things to tighten up and button down, and we're going to have some really awesome UI in these big ships for everybody to interact with and play with.
They are pretty complex.
Yeah.
On top of that, actually sitting right next to us is our writing and archivist team. Sherry Heiberg had been working on our star map, which I think you guys saw at CitizenCon, and is looking pretty darn sexy, if I may say so myself.
Yeah.
It was a pretty wow-filled kind of presentation to show how some of those trade routes work, or actually some of how the wormholes work on different size class ships.
Yeah.
So hopefully we'll see more of that in the near future. And finally,
Constellation.
Thank you.
Yeah. There's so much going on. We don't know what to go over. The Constellation.
Last week was a bit of a blur.
Yeah.
We've got the Constellation being made flight ready. So we've got a lot of our guys, Kirk Tomei, Dan Tracy, a lot of these guys working on getting the interior ready, also getting it flight capable, working on and tweaking some of the balance behind that. So it's one of our oldest multi-crew ships, and so we felt it's kind of due to be flyable and make it something that people can fly together with their friends.
And everybody got to see it this weekend, right?
Yes.
So they got to see it flyable, but that wasn't fully finished. It was really, really close to being done, and we're almost there. So it's going to be, when it's all coming together, it's going to be really cool. And I think that's it. That's it from Santa Monica. So again, thanks. I'm Eric.
I'm Darian.
See you next week.
Hey guys, Jake Ross here, Associate Producer of the Persistent Universe, and I'm here with you this week to talk a little bit about Social Module V1. I hope you guys enjoyed CitizenCon. I know I did. One of the things that was announced was, yes, the buggy is going to be in ArcCorp. So we heard your cries and your want of the buggy to be able to drive around ArcCorp and run over people, and we're going to give it to you. So for better or worse, we're going to have the buggy driving around. It has explosion effects on it. It's got damage, the ability to take damage. So if you die while in the buggy, or if you get run over by the buggy, you actually die and respawn in the medical unit. So we've got quite a bunch of new features associated with that thing. So we hope you guys enjoy driving that thing around ArcCorp. So that's one of the things I got for you. The next thing, female locomotion. Our animators now are working on the female locomotion sets. We've got a lot of the male stuff done. So we're going to hopefully try to get the female character in the game here for you guys to play with in the near future. So look for that in upcoming releases. So the next thing is ArcCorp optimization. So one of the things that we are doing with the addition of the new construction area for ArcCorp, Area 18, and we're trying to get the player count to increase as well. So with that comes a lot of work on the optimization side. We've got Court Sost heavily involved in that, our global environment tech art lead. And he is doing a fantastic job with that, so hopefully we'll get that thing running pretty smoothly on everybody's machines. It was running very smooth last time, from what I hear, but this time it will be, we're working a little bit harder to make it even more optimized so we can increase the player count. So we'll have not just 25 people, but we'll have a little more than that. So that'll be fun to see as well. So look for Social Module V1 to come out here pretty soon. Can't give an exact date, but it should be in your hands fairly quickly. So lots of cool stuff in that release. So we'll look forward to seeing you guys playing around with it there. So, all right, that's all I got for you guys this week. Thanks. See you later.
Hey y'all, Mike here from Foundry 42, coming at you live from sunny Wimslow here in Manchester, with another update from the studio. With me today is
Chris, new to QA, crashing games, crashing ships,
and fighting around the world. It's, I don't know, I mean, can we start using that? Do you think that sounds good?
I think so.
Yeah.
Fighting round the verse.
Fighting round the verse. There we go. Oh, God, why didn't I think of that straight away? Anyway, as you can imagine, the weekend has been pretty crazy for us. We had a great time at CitizenCon. You guys saw all the cool stuff. But just because that's been and gone doesn't mean that our work ends here at Foundry. If anything, our work becomes even more kind of intense. What have you guys been looking at lately?
We've been focusing on 130. Playing with the new size 4 gun. It's really interesting to use. Going to have some good dynamics to the fights. And also the additions to ArcCorp. It's going to be a little bit bigger and has buggies, which I'm sure you'll be able to have plenty of mischief with.
Yeah, it sounds to me like trolling opportunities are plenty are going to be, yeah. ArcCorp's going to change for the better. Well, whilst these guys have been looking at 130, obviously we've got another team looking really intently at Crusader, trying to get that in the best shape possible for you guys. Obviously no ETA on that at the minute. We're just trying our best to get it as tight as possible so that it's enjoyable for you guys when it is available, when and if, you know how it is with dates and stuff. But yeah, that's coming along greatly. We're really enjoying that. Yeah, I haven't really got much else that we can go into really without getting into crazy spoiler territory. So no. I guess we better keep our gob shut about that and yeah, just kind of say, yay, CitizenCon, everything was awesome. Squadron 42. What a cast. So yeah, I guess we best leave it there more than anything and crack back on with it because the game's waiting for us out there. So anyway, I've been Mike.
I've been Chris.
And we'll see you all around the verse.
Hey, Brian Chambers from Frankfurt again. Back this week. CitizenCon, so I'm glad you guys finally got able to see stuff that the cinematic team was working on here. I know we kept saying that they were making stuff and you'll see some of it. So you see the cast is pretty nuts. It's pretty crazy. We're all excited here about the cast. It was great working with them. Facial animations coming online, as you saw, and the stuff we did in CitizenCon 4, cinematics as well as everything else, has really created that foundation to be able to allow us to build on and push things out and even improve the quality from what you saw. This week I have Todd Pappy. You've seen his face here before as a game director. I know they've done other interviews with him, but let him chat about design and game and kind of what they've been pushing on this last week and so.
So we've been looking at EVA for the large world, or basically kind of the baby PU, what we call it, and how that translates into S42. Then we've also been looking at prefab for levels as well as what we can do from a character standpoint so that when we spawn in this level, it has the proper characters associated with it, as well as the proper building set and so on and so forth. Then we've also been looking at the ship and FPS weapon pipeline and breaking that down to see how we can pump out more content and make sure that the manufacturers across the board, basically when you see a bearing on the ship, that translates into a bearing in the FPS realm.
Yeah, so you're working with Toby, our lead guy.
Yeah.
I think I mention Toby's name every week. But yeah, so you guys working with him to get some new cool stuff coming online?
Yeah, so you've seen the bearing cannon that was shown at CitizenCon and same with the Apocalypse Arms mass driver. So expect to see more along those lines.
That's cool. Awesome. Short and sweet as always. Thanks for watching and we'll see you next week.
I am sweet.
As always, a big thank you to our studios from around the world.
Yes, thank you. And Tom Hennessy had a chance to sit down with our senior project manager, Tom Johnson, Tom Meets Tom, who filled us in on what our UK team is working on.
Thanks, guys. I'm here at Foundry 42 in the UK talking to Senior Project Manager Tom Johnson. Tom?
Hey.
Tom.
Right, Tom.
How you doing?
Yeah, good, thanks.
Yeah, so
really good.
Senior Project Manager, that sounds like an important job. Can you tell us a little bit about what that means
I guess,
to the layperson?
For me, it's just supporting the team. You know, we've got a lot of guys here and making sure they've got everything they need, and the project can be very demanding at times, so we've always got to stay on our feet and just make sure we can kind of adapt to what's needed. And yeah, I guess my role is just making sure everything is going okay.
Kind of like for the CitizenCon, where you were the guy that was running around kind of making sure that we had all the videos we needed for the presentation, we had all the you were making things happen.
Yeah, exactly. So, I mean, the role in production can change quite dramatically. So for this instance, CitizenCon was coming up and had more of like event planning to do and actually sort of go from game development into what we needed to get ready for the actual show. So there was actually some logistics involved, and we were working right up to the wire and making sure we were sort of getting the actual game content ready, as well as sort of stuff for the marketing side of things with the videos, and I was working with yourself on the day, and it was a lot of fun and very rewarding, and it was really great to sort of see all that come to fruition at the actual event.
Isn't that just amazing?
Yeah.
Like that feeling, being in there, the energy and everything, it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
So specifically, you know, when you're not event planning and wearing all those other hats, what's your main area of focus as far as the big picture of Star Citizen?
Yeah. So big picture wise, Squadron 42 is kind of my area of focus. But with the way that we develop with Star Citizen, there's a lot of the core systems are going to be built for Star Citizen and Squadron 42. So the team is very much a cohesive unit to build all these systems together, make the content, and make a project that can really sort of grow and expand out into the persistent universe. And so we don't just make a single player campaign game that doesn't have any systems that can be built out towards the persistent universe, and actually make the bigger end goal of the large world and all the different systems around the universe. So, you know, we've always had that in mind, and it takes a little longer to make these things modular, but that way we can split the game up and have our different areas of focus, like Squadron for myself, and there's the FPS part of it and space combat and so on, and that way we can get them all to come together and actually have a solid foundation to make the game on.
Sure. So can that be frustrating sometimes or challenging, where you're focused on a single player campaign and you need this, this, and this to make this happen, but the big picture calls for that to be more than you need it to be, but you have to kind of wait, or you're depending on other people to kind of do their thing so you guys can come in and do yours?
Yeah, it is a very challenging project, but we've got a great team, and we've always been very creative in the way that we solve our problems, and it's often been a case of trying to really plan a few steps ahead, and we've really managed to do that to a point where we're really confident in what we're building now. It's just a matter of getting it done. We know the tech that we need, we know the content that we need, and we just need the manpower, which we've kind of got up to speed with now, which we didn't have when I started a couple of years ago. It's certainly ramped up now to a point where we can actually feel confident about really kicking some ass and getting the game done.
Yeah, so Squadron 42, for the most part, Chris talks about it, it's the single player campaign. He kind of talks about a little bit what it is, but for the most part, has been kind of shrouded in a lot of secrecy up till this point.
Yeah. And
you've been working on it, and you guys have been working on it, but not really talking about anything, or no one knows what's going on.
Yeah.
So what does it feel like finally, now that CitizenCon has passed, to finally reveal some of what's going into it and seeing that kind of reaction that people have had to it?
Yeah, the reaction especially was great to see that firsthand at CitizenCon, actually being amongst the fans there and hearing them gasp and just see the cast come through, and the reaction to the Morrow Tour. And we've got a lot more to deliver on what we actually showed with the Morrow Tour, but it's great to actually finally have the kind of content out there to start showing people what it is we're going to produce, because it is going to be right up there. So yeah, it's a relief for me to be able to talk about it a bit more freely.
It's nice, really, it's nice for all of us. It's great because we've all been kind of, you know, hanging on to this information for months and months and months now, and it's like you want to talk about it. But well, Tom, I appreciate you taking the time to talk to me.
Pleasure.
It's been great being out here for the week. I've had a great time,
Yeah,
and you guys have been amazing. I hope to come back and do some more pieces soon. So, once again, Tom Johnson, Senior Project Manager. Back to you guys.
All right, so while I have you here, Erin, let me ask you a few questions. I see that Ben is trying to get me on one of his puns, and I'm not going to go there on that one. But you and Chris in the games industry, how far back are we talking?
On the games industry side, Chris and I first worked together. I was probably about 12 years old when he first started making games in Manchester. And that's one of the first games I worked on, which would have been wow, probably Wizardor or something, or maybe before that, an old BBC micro game.
Wow.
Yeah.
So tell us, what does a global head of production do?
What I've been doing is, and I sort of took this role on in June, which is basically I've visited different offices, and what I've been trying to look at is how we can improve the efficiency within the organisation. And so what we did, when we started is we went to where a lot of the talent was to build these offices up as well. And so now we've actually got the offices going, we've built up the different offices. I spent a lot of time building the UK office, and the other offices have been doing the same. And what the next step for me was to make sure that we're actually focusing each office on what their strengths are, and make sure that we are keeping the core people who work together, putting them in the same office, because it creates large efficiencies. So over the last few months, not only have I obviously been coordinating with all the production guys around the organisation, but we've also been making decisions about where we want development to happen and what type of development. So, for instance, we have like a lot of UI guys who work in the Manchester office, but there's also UI guys spread all over the rest of the organisation. So what we've actually done is we've consolidated it now. So we actually have people who are coming from the other parts of the organisation who are moving to Manchester. So all the UI guys are together, working together, because it's much more efficient, it's faster, it's just better, and also it means that the UI we're creating, is basically in one. The words of my vocabulary is falling down, but it's basically we're trying to make it uniform, so it doesn't look like one piece of UI from some place looks completely different from another place, and so forth and things. Yeah. So it's all these kind of things. We've done this in development as well. It's important that we have the right people together in different offices, because this is absolutely 100% the way forward to actually get to basically produce the game we want to produce.
Hats off to Zane for moving from Austin to LA to now
to the UK. Yeah,
UK.
He's coming over next month, which will be fantastic. Yeah. We also have the graphics group here as well, which is under Ali Brown, and also Oka's moving from the LA office to work with them here as well, which will be great.
Oh, bummer.
So we already have the audio group in the UK, which is fantastic as well, and things like that. So we're just basically a lot of stuff is just focusing which offices do what, and making sure there's people together. And there's a number of people who from Austin who are moving to LA to basically work closer with Chris, such as like Tony Zurovec and Sean Tracy and other people, and so basically we have everyone together who are making these sort of decisions and stuff, and then making sure the different officers then focus on what their strengths are.
Yeah, I remember taking Ben Lesnick and Alexis around LA, just showing them around and getting them accustomed. So you're going to have a couple of your staff take Zane around and Oka around.
And, the sunny streets of Manchester. They'll arrive just in time for snow.
Yeah. But to be fair, the CitizenCon this past week, it's been outstanding weather.
It's been actually the last, just doing a sales job, and the last 6 weeks it's been fabulous here. I've had the sun out, it's been great.
Yeah, so all you staff who would like to transfer to sunny Manchester.
That's right.
Right, so what is the studio here in Manchester focused on? I think we kind of...
Well, obviously Squadron 42 is our huge focus, and as well as we do a lot of other support and things, but basically, that's kind of why the studio was built up in the first place.
Yeah, and we did have a ship schedule meeting not that long ago, so...
We do, we have a large ship team here, and we're working through all the Squadron 42 ships, as well as, which are used both in Squadron 42 and in the Persistent Universe as well.
Yes, so can you tell us what ships specifically, Erin?
Yeah, so we are working on, let's have a look. Right now in full production we have the Avenger variants, which will be coming out soon. We have we're working on the Starfarer, which is a huge ship. I think it's like, you know, you guys have bought Starfarer, you're in for a treat. It's pretty amazing. You know, the scale of it and everything like that, and also the uses of it, because we now have obviously in the large world stuff we're showing is now all the sort of fuel is in and working in the game as well. So the Starfarer, when that comes online, is going to have a lot of purpose immediately, which is going to be great for the gameplay. The Vanguard is in full production as well. And that's looking great. And that's you know, in that kind of level and stuff as well.
And my potato.
Your potato, yes, that's going to production. Because we want to have a second ship to balance up with the Hornet, whereas the Hornet is much more of a sort of a hard, you know, sort of tank and well armored. The potato is basically it's got high shields but very low armor, it's a little faster and so forth. So it'll be a nice balance of the way people like to play and so forth and things like that. What other ships we working on? Freelancer, we're working on, this full production with us right now. All the Retaliator modules are all complete, which they're all finished. The only thing we're waiting on is a little bit of code so we can swap them in and out, so you get that soon as well. There's a large ship team here. Wow, what else have we got?
There's a couple of others.
Yeah, I'm just trying to think. Oh, obviously the Idris is we're working on, you guys saw over the weekend. And then, am I missing anything?
Are we in the Jean?
The Jean Scout will be worked on, but that's out of LA.
Oh, yeah,
something like that. So,
yeah.
but those are the UK ones, basically at the moment. And we're actually still building a ship team. We've already got another couple of ship guys coming on board. Because obviously the other thing is we've got a lot of the ships on Squadron 42 to finish off as well as get help on the PU side of things.
Cool. That's a lot of ship information.
Yeah, it's a lot. Well, basically, we're just add a bit of information. We're splitting off the different manufacturers by studio, so we want that consistency. It's what we talked about before. And so, if you're basically if you're talking about an Aegis or a sort of a MISC or sort of ship or that sort of stuff, then those are lines of all those ships which will be built out of the UK office for now. We're probably going to take another line as well once we get a few more staff, and that way we have that consistency between the styles and what they look like, but also we build up large libraries of the materials and everything, so we can actually then produce the ships a lot faster and get them out. So hopefully you guys will see the rewards of that, because you'll start seeing the ships happen a lot faster. Now we've built up big material libraries which allow us to do all this sort of stuff.
And we can't forget about MVP. Drum roll, please.
Here we go.
All right, the envelope, not quite as good as Alexis's. That's okay, because Tom did it this time. We make do. And the award goes to Reddit user Dogs of Knowledge, who recreated the Vanguard concept art in the Unreal 4 engine in a very impressive video.
Yep.
Check it out.
And of course, it wouldn't be proper to leave you without an art sneak peek.
Sounds very proper when you say it. Be sure to tune in to Reverse the Verse tomorrow at 11 a.m. Pacific on Twitch, where the guys back in Santa Monica will discuss the art sneak peek and all events of the last week. I never get to say that, It's the first time I've said that.
And also, just as always, thanks to our subscribers who actually make this happen and allow us to do this show. And it's this is actually fun.
Yep. There we go.
I enjoyed this.
You
did.
Kind of like Thank you, Erin.
You won't see me again for a long time.
Thanks, Erin. We will see you guys next week on Around the Verse.
Bye.
Bye.